Howdy ho, Arkansas Pilgrim here again. And even though I'm indoors, this is a gardening update. Well, here we have my seed starting station. I don't have a greenhouse anymore, and I've mentioned before that when I did, I didn't really know how to use a greenhouse properly. But I've commandeered an area here on the second story of my house. It's got a nice big window for sunlight and then an inside light that's just on, if you want to call that a grow light, because not getting a whole lot of sunlight today. We've got severe thunderstorms and possibly tornado and hail today, but hey, we're cozy inside. But I'm about to uppot these tomatoes right here. For the longest time, I resisted doing this because I thought it was extra work. Why don't we just plant it in a nice deep pan at the final spacing, and then we'll have to do all this transplanting. But I guess I finally broke down, and especially after watching my mentor Sara over at the Big Blue House Homestead doing her uppotting, going, well, she knows what she's doing, and I think I better go ahead and follow suit. At any rate, I'm about to go ahead and sort of follow Sara's instructions. I already did some. This is actually my Roma tomatoes, my bush tomatoes. And now I'm going to be doing these. And I got other stuff over here, which I'm not even going to worry about that now. Okay, before I start pulling plants out and transplanting them, some things you got to have. I'm using solo cups for my to uppot to. Happen to have some of those available. I've also had this on hand, which is Miracle Grow Quick Start Planting and Transplant Starting Solution. I know some are probably mortified that it's not an organic, but hey, it's what I have, and I'm not going to throw it away because that would be wasteful. And I've also got some measuring spoons to be able to mix up. I'm going to be mixing up a non-standard amount of the solution, and I'll go into that when I actually do the mixing. And another thing you need is a Sharpie to write on the side of your cup what exactly it is you have, because I've got these tomatoes I'm going to be transplanting are these indeterminate Perone tomatoes, or Perrin, I'm not sure. But over here, these were Romas. Got to be able to, tell the plants apart. All right. I had some problems with my phone, so I did some stuff and then ended up not having the video saved. What I've done, rather than making up a gallon of solution, because I've got limited space here, and then I'd have to take the gallon jug and then pour it into a small bottle. This is about a pint size. It's actually 20 ounces. And I've got a hole poked through it, and I use it for watering because I can pour out quite a bit of water, not too much, but not too little. So between having to fill this bottle out of a big jug, I figured it's just about the same to measure and make up one bottle at a time. Not too bad. And all I did, I will recreate. You're supposed to use half of one of these cups into a gallon, and I poured water to about the half a cup line, put it in a table, and measured it out in tablespoons. Turns out it's 2 tablespoons. By the time you change that around, divide it down to the size of about a pint, that works out to about 3/4 of a teaspoon. So that's what I did there. Now this will be ready to water the transplants once I get them into the cups. And I also went through and, at least I started to write the names of the Perone tomatoes on the cups. And now what I need to do is get these plants nice and watered so that the soil stays on the roots when I go to do the transplant. Air on the roots is one of the things that shocks it. So as you minimize the amount of air that hits the roots, it helps the transplant process. All right, next step, I'm got I've got to put about an inch of soil of the potting mix in each cup, so that the roots have soil to sit on. And Sara recommended putting some bone meal in, but I know I've got some bone meal out in my barn, but I recently, quote, cleaned it up and moved some stuff around, and now I can't find it. So I'm just going to use just the quick start solution. But I'm going to go through, put a scoop in each one of these, and then I'll show you then. All right, I've got, I put out 20 cups because originally there was 20 plants planted here. I'll end up doing more later. But now, one at a time, I'm going to go ahead and do transplant. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and give a little squirt of water, get it nice and moist down there for the water that has the transplant solution in it, so that it'll be nice and moist when I actually do the transplanting. I'm going to end up putting drier soil up on top and then watering it in, but here I want to make sure they've got plenty of this starter solution in the bottom where the roots are going to hit. And it just takes a second to do that. One of the things nice about this bottle, when you let go, you're squeezing it, when you let go, it sucks a little bit back in, and you can move it without having to dribble everywhere. There you go. Alrighty, now I'm just going to go ahead and using, my spoon's over here. What I'm going to do here is, there aren't really any single plants to deal with, so I'm going to go ahead and just dig this one. I'm just going to chop around there. Bring this one up. Okay. Move over the plant here. There. Put two. Separate it like that. Then reach down in here. And probably should put this up on the top of the table. But scoop it in and fill it up around. Kind of keeping that towards the middle of the cup. Actually, yeah, I should bring it up top because I'm actually spilling a lot of my dirt because I'm having to bend over. Let's see, how does that look? Go ahead and, I'm going to have to add a lot more because this is really loose potting soil. It's got peat moss. It's like part cheap potting soil, part peat moss, and part compost. Okay, now you see one of the reasons I was kind of reluctant to want to do transplanting and uppotting is right now I've only gotten 2 of these done, and actually they're not even done yet. And I've got all those to do. It's time consuming, and you have to be careful, otherwise you just break the plant. So right now, I'm going to go on this one. I'm going to go ahead and cover up the little pre-leaves or whatever they're called. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or not. But you fill up add a lot of soil, and roots will actually come out of the stems here. Actually, if you look close enough at the stems, there's little hairs sticking out. Those will become roots. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that with the rest of these.